Hello, I'm male feminist Anders Bloom. I give you a big welcome.
Right, so obviously this episode of Petty Grievances, like most content on my channel, is brought to you by what delicious energy formula? You know the answer, it's Gamer Subs. Maybe try the flavour strawberry lemonade, pretty self-explanatory. Do you like strawberry? That's quite refreshing flavour. Do you like lemonade? It's got that sort of delicious tanginess. Combine the two and you have a very pleasant combination. Get 10% off everything on the Gamer Subs website with the code Thorin, Thorin. Right, as usual, I actually thought for this, I'd have some fun and we'll also get some old school tweets out. It doesn't have to all be modern day stuff. So this one goes all the way back to 2018. And back in 2018, if you don't know, in May of 2018, Astralis had just started to cook in what was eventually going to become their era, wasn't it? Because if you remember, they made the roster move where Kirby chose shockingly to go and join North. I think that was in something like February or something. And then as a result, they tried initially to actually sign Config, but famously he said some bunch of stupid shit in the interview. And instead they signed Magisk. They had two lands. One was Star Series, where I think they lost in the quarterfinals to Na'Vi. Then they had, it was the Na'Vi one where and Zeus finally does something in the final when Simple was mega carried and they lost to Mouse. And then they went to I Am Kanavitsu where they lost in the semis to FaZe Clan, who at the time was trying to complete their own era and potentially could have won the first Grand Slam. And then after that, they had the DreamHack Marseille where they just murked everyone. They're mega dominant. Then they had the IM Sydney event where they lost in the final to FaZe in a 3-0 sweep. But it was the one where FaZe had Exist standing in and then they just went like insane clutch mode on all three games and they were all like 16-14 or overtime. So anyway, I made a comment. This is even after that, by the way, when they've already won like, I think like ESL Pro League by this time. They won a bunch of events and they already look mega dominant, Astralis. I go, that feeling when Astralis are going for it all and there isn't a soul in sight who can fully stop them. Now, I'll just go ahead before we even get to this guy's comment and tell you, every time I use precise language like that, an idiot will always go, if I just rephrase what you said without the precise language though, you're wrong, aren't you? And it's like, well, anyone could just say, if I change what you said, it wouldn't be what you said. Yeah, great insight. So this guy goes, losing 3-0 versus FaZe with Exist. There isn't a soul in sight who can fully stop them. Pick one. Well, I don't have to, do I? Because the beauty of it is, I didn't say there isn't a soul in sight who can stop them. I didn't say they can never lose. And by the way, even if I had have done, it would be hyperbolic, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be literal. Otherwise, what would the insight be? You either would be undefeated, in which case, well, it's obvious no one can defeat you, or you'd occasionally lose, but I'd be making a hyperbolic point about the fact you are almost unbeatable. That's what I'm saying here, aren't I? You fucking dunce. So I'm not saying here that because you've lost once, that means that, by the way, by his logic, if you ever lose, that means the team that beat you can fully stop you. Now, what would fully stop you even mean? It wouldn't obviously mean lose one time, would it? It would mean that's the team that can stop you going for it all. There's a reason that all these words are in this sentence. It's called fucking context. So the reason all these words are in this sentence is absolutely because they're all there to explain what I'm saying. So Astralis are going for it all. They're trying to win everything there is to win, have an era, major, Grand Slam. So in the context of that, is there a team that can fully stop them from doing it all? No. And it wasn't FaZe Clan who barely beat them in a final on the other part of the world, as far away as you can go in fucking Australia, where everyone's jet-lagged to fuck back in 2018. And it's an insanely close game where you have a stand-in who isn't even a real player for FaZe. And FaZe themselves never replicated that again. If you don't know, they won ESL, won Belo Horizonte in Brazil with a stand-in. That was Croman, though. Wasn't Exist. And there was no Astralis at that tournament. There was no... who else was it that skipped that event? Let me think. There was Mouse Sports there. There was Team Liquid there. There was no Na'Vi there. There was a whole bunch of top teams skipped that event. So it's just absolute bollocks. So as usual, to a moron... I have to basically say what he's saying. I can't say what I'm saying because he doesn't have the time to listen to what I have to say. So there you go. And by the way, did FaZe with Exist fully stop Astralis going for it all? Or did Astralis go on, like Thorin was predicting in May of 2018, to, I don't know, become the greatest, most decorated team in the history of Counter-Strike? Oh, they did. Thorin was right on that one, wasn't he? And this is a fucking joke tweet anyway, you arsehole. So here's a good one. This is from this year. I said, put Prime Simple in Ziwoo's spot in last year's Vitality, not this year's, the one with Spinks last year, and he would have had an era. If you don't know why I'm saying that, it's because I actually think Ziwoo should have had an era. That lineup was mega last year. The whole time you were obviously going to have 3 HLTV top 20 players, including Ziwoo. He had the chance in that roster, but he was in like every semi, it felt like. He had the chance to win both the majors, to win Katowice and Cologne, to win basically every tournament he entered. And he won one tournament, unfortunately, and it was just IM Cologne. And I think he was part of why they didn't win. He wasn't the biggest part, but he was part of it. So my point, I think, is a pretty valid one. Do you think about how Prime Simple played and how fucking hard he cooked in like 2018? You put him in that roster. Remember, he used to win tournaments or like be close to winning tournaments with fucking bad Edward and Zeus. You put him in last year's Vitality, he would have fucking smurfed. He would be the number 1 player and they'd win everything. So this guy, as usual, by the way, if you don't know, for some bizarre reason, there's a lot of overlap between like French culture and then having like weird like weeaboo Japanese type names. Who the fuck knows why? Because famously Japanese people actually wig out and sometimes lose their mind when they go to France because of that Paris syndrome where it's so shitty and horrible and dirty, but they've idealised it as some amazing place from like whatever it's called, like fucking Before Sunset or something. But it isn't like that at all, unfortunately. So this guy, totally reasonable comment by a Ziwoo fan. He goes, Thorin, as historian, is like if you put a ex-Nazi working a Jewish history. Clown face. Okay. Right. So me being a historian is like if a former member of the National Socialist movement of Germany that was actually part of their regime, what was it, 33 to 45? It's like if you took a natural National Socialist and had him working on Jewish history. You know what? I think I'm just going to let that one sit. I think I'll let that marinate. I'll let you guys figure out what that means and in what possible context. In what universe would that even be like a gotcha as a response to this comment about CS? Out of interest. It's so mental, isn't it? It's actually so mental. Here's a good one. No CS team in the circuit could beat Vitality. This is when they just lost to Legacy. But the shittiest format known to man can. Oh, you're all going to think, what possible angles are you going to get mad with this? This is a fan. No. This is someone who's a fan, presumably, of Legacy, and they're triggered that I'm implying the format beat Vitality, not Legacy. So get ready. If you're not European, this guy here will discredit any and all victories you achieve. It's time for Valve to ban this racist once and for all from Counter-Strike. Right, let's just break this whole thing down, shall we? So we'll start at the top, boys. Right. Basically, it's just people aren't European. Do you know what one of the most fun things about how shit the people on the internet are? They're all incredibly solipsistic and selfish, so they don't even take stock of what other people's actions and reputations in the world are. So are you ready? If someone's a woman, they will actually say all Thorin does is shit on women just because they're women, and he would never shit on a man. But then if you're a fan of a man, like Ziwoo or Faker, all I do is hit on your player, and all French people are all Korean people. But then also, at the same time, if you're Brazilian, then actually all I do is shit on non-Europeans, and I secretly love all Europeans, including Faker and then women who are in Europe. Like, I notice how these are all mutually exclusive perspectives, except that they all make perfect sense if you understand they come from the inside, expressed externally, of a cretin who has no awareness of me or the rest of the esports world. They just live in their little bubble and go, oh, yeah, my feelings, you probably just like racism against me and whoever I like. You do it all the time, it's all you do. So there you go. And by the way, apparently, I just discredit any and all victories you achieve. By the way, do you want to know an actual fact? I'll look it up sometime. I believe I gave out on my Twitter more MVP awards to ColdZera during the peak of SK Luminosity than HLTV.org gave to ColdZera. So if I hate and discredit any and all victories and non-Europeans, why the fuck would I go out of my way to give more MVPs to the best player on that team than HLTV did? The people who gave him twice world number one. Then let's go to this part. It's time for Valve to ban this racist, right? In what context could Valve ban me from Counter-Strike? So I should actually be banned from purchasing and playing the game Counter-Strike and opening the client because I said that the circuit beat Vitality. That alone should just get me a lifetime ban from owning and opening Counter-Strike. Or, in some context, should Valve actually step in and go, all the TOs, which don't hire me anyway, by the way, don't hire this guy. In fact, you know what, YouTube, ban him, don't give me a YouTube channel. Twitter, X.com, get him the fuck off there, ban him off the whole internet. You know what? Actually put me in a black site, Guantanamo Bay setup, where I am all of my senses are just blocked off, and I just have to live there being tortured like fucking Johnny Got His Gun from Metallica 1, and just going, oh God, should I have thought differently about the circuit and Vitality? Valve and Gabe Newell should do that to me just because I had an opinion you don't like about the CS major format. Here's another good one from the major. After the major, I did that really awful thing I do where I act as a historian and analyst to make an insightful point. And if you don't like the point, you just get really in your feelings and don't address anything that I say in my point and just say some absolute nonsense. So get ready. I said the Mongols, finalists at the major, beat the following teams to make the major final. They beat Team Liquid in a BO1. Team Liquid just wasn't very good. Lin Vision, a nobody. G2, Pain, FaZe. Those are the teams they beat to make a major final. So I said, notice, by the way, the last line destroys any stupid comment because all you have to do to show I'm wrong is answer the last line. If you can answer the last line, I look like a moron. If you don't answer the last one, it's obvious you're the moron. So let's see how this one works out. I said, tell me a team with a weaker run that didn't win the tournament. By the way, I've even purposely put win the tournament because obviously Vitality in theory had a weaker run at Blast Paris, but they won the fucking tournament, didn't they? So that's different. Mongols did. The point is, essentially, Mongols didn't play anyone who was world class at this fucking tournament except Vitality, and they got their shit pushed in. So my point is one of the weakest major runs ever to the final. This guy goes, if you did that to every team, you'd find the same stuff except champions, right? First of all, you've just agreed with my point there. You've just agreed that the only people who could be weaker in theory, oh no, you've got it the wrong way around. You think being a champion would make you not weak. Well, the joke is actually Vitality would be the closest. Targeting only Mongols just shows you are dirty racist hater, right? So this whole post here, guys, is because I hate whatever race Mongolians are from. Does anyone even, what race would that even be? Is it just Mongolia? I don't even know if that is a race. So apparently this whole post was simultaneously right, he agrees, but every team, by the way, every single team that's made the final would have an equally shit run. That's what he's saying. If you did that to every team that made the final and didn't win, you'd have the same stuff. Every other team. So I'll do a really quick one. I'll just go backwards in time, guys. So let's go back to Shanghai Major at the end of 2024. So the finalist that didn't win was FaZe Clan. And who did they beat just in the playoffs? They beat G2, champion of 2 blasts that season. And they beat Vitality, who were the champions of IM Cologne that season. So already they are leagues above the Mongols. That's just the major before. Let's go back again. Let's go back to the major, PGL Copenhagen, the first CS2 major. That again was a runner-up performance by FaZe Clan. Do you know who they beat in the playoffs alone? They beat Vitality, who was actually like a top 3 team in the world and had beaten FaZe themselves in 2 blasts at the end of 2023. Then they also beat Team Spirit in the round of 8. And Team Spirit just won Katowice here, and I think was ranked number 2 in the world behind only FaZe Clan. So already completely knocked it out the park. Way better performance just from those 2 matches. So already we've shown that you absolutely cannot do that. In fact, that's why you didn't do that in your post. Your post didn't just go, well, look at these majors and look who they played. You intentionally didn't include any facts in your post whatsoever because you're a cretin. Then you came to the conclusion that I've just targeted the Mongols for racist reasons. So that whole point I made there, it was all just word salad, just for racism reasons. Brilliant. Do you see now why no one likes shitted fan bases? Here's a good one. Right, watch this first. I want you to just see the comment first. This guy goes, since when do you care about slurs? Now you're already going to think, what possible context could that have? So let's go back. So let's just read what he says and then go back and see what is he referring to. So here's me, and it says, no matter how many times SJW types lie and state otherwise, the historical etymology of the word more used is not and has never been explicitly or solely homophobic in meaning. Now, if you know how to read English, you'll know that at no point in this sentence there have I said that word can't be a homophobic slur. In fact, it's baked right in to the last, 5 words that it can be a homophobic slur. But because this person is deeply mentally ill, I mean, the flag sort of gave it away, mate. Actually, there's some cool people in the north of Ireland, obviously. But no, this person already, so we already know this guy's mentally ill. But let's just see, in what possible context could this thing I'm posting here be actually like a gotcha? Let's go back and check. So here's what I posted. Someone here called Brixton Hamilton says Thorin is an abusive, sexist, racist, bigot, and truly harmful for the scene. The people continuing to not just associate with him, but give him a platform. Who the fuck is giving me a platform, bitch? Are complicit, although some of them are quite honestly just as bad. So I did shot, and then as a chaser, I show what this person says. Remember, they said I'm an abusive, sexist, racist, bigot, harmful for the scene. So I just showed that this person, if you just go back on their Twitter, is just using a certain word. Okay, it's weird. She's using this word. So then this person's gotcha is, since when do you care about slurs? Well, I mean, nothing I've said say I care about slurs, by the way. What I'm doing, I mean, it's obvious, it's on the screen, is I'm talking about what they've said. So this person says, you're abusive and sexist, and I say, well, you're using this word. I think it's pretty self-evident what the point is. Hey, but you don't care about slurs. Well, what would that have to do with what they've done and they've said, though? So someone even tries to explain to this moron. He doesn't care. He's pointing out the hypocrisy of this person claiming he is a racist. Get ready. How does this person's racism... Oh, wait a minute. So you agree they're racist? In that case, you just agree with my point then. Oh, am I not allowed to... Sorry, because you've decided I'm racist, am I not allowed to have valid points? Is that how it works in your utopia? Okay, brilliant. How does that cancel out Thorin's, right? By the way, in what context have I been racist? Like, his logic goes like this. That because this person said I'm a racist, them then showing that they've done things that they would classify as racist is irrelevant because I'm still just racist, so that should make it just about me being racist. See how boring this is? I've made this point a million times, but they're just a dickhead kid on the playground thinking they get to decide the game we play and they get to, you're it, and then you count for 30 seconds and hey, you're not allowed to play. Get him out of there. Hey, and you can play next year. Who the fuck are you? Who died and you made you? God, dickhead on Twitter. A racist person can still accurately point out racism in others. Well then, by your own logic, I just did that, didn't I, you fucking dunce? By your own logic, that's exactly what I just did. So, 1, what would the relevance of since when do you care about slurs be? And 2, you're actually agreeing that what I said is accurate, and your other post saying it's racism also agrees what I said was contextually accurate. You're just again mad that I'm allowed to have a point you don't want me to make. That's it. Your literal point is, hey, I don't think you should be allowed to make points. Okay, brilliant. Join the back of the queue and get a number, dickhead. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a flying fuck what you want? Get ready for another good one. People who would rather win a ring as a role player than be a Hall of Fame star with no rings are losers, ironically. Now, I'll just explain that point to you before I get to this totally stupid comment this person said, which is, the point I'm making here is that if you win a ring as a role player, you're not one of the stars of the team who defines the team. You didn't win a ring. You won a ring compared to other role players. You can't ever, like Draymond Green, go, hey, Charles Barkley, check out this ring I've got. You've got no rings. By the logic of how Charles Barkley played, you have no rings, Draymond Green. You've got a bunch of rings that Steph Curry and fucking Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant won, and then you get to have one too, because that's how team sports work. Charles Barkley, if he'd have gone at the end of his career and just sat on the bench for the Bulls and won a couple of rings, would he then be able to go, I've got a couple of rings, man? No, we're talking about being rings in terms of relative to how great a player you are, and there's some sort of marker for how great you were. So the point I'm making is that if you are someone who say, well, I'd rather just have the rings and not be that relevant, then I think you're a loser, because you want like stolen valor, basically. You want to seem like you were a champion, but it wasn't you who did it. Whereas I have way more respect for the Charles Barkleys, Carmelones of the world, where it's like, you didn't win a ring, but you were trying to be the fucking man. You were going hard as fuck. And if you had have won, your ring would have meant a lot. So this guy goes, that is oxymoronic. Right, an oxymoron. Do you know what that means, guys? Let's even look it up, shall we? Let's go to like the official Dictionary definition for this, because we want to get this right, obviously. Spoiler, it's going to be nothing like, by the way, ironically, morons do in fact use it wrong, incorrectly. So let's look. So an oxymoron is a combination of contradictory or incongruous words. So the idea is the two elements or multiple elements we're referring to can't fit together. So it's literally impossible to be a loser if you win. That's his point he's making. Except he isn't, because the whole context of the point I'm making is you're not actually a winner in the sense of a great player who the ring shows is greater than another great player that doesn't have a ring. So actually it's not oxymoronic at all. And that's also why I put ironically. Because you would imagine that someone who had a signifier of winning would be someone who is a winner, not a loser. So the point is, irony is when the reality is the opposite to the expectation. So you'd assume that person was a winner, but I'm pointing out actually it shows in spirit they are a loser, which is ironic, isn't it? Now, you wouldn't know what ironic means because you're still stuck on just saying things are oxymoronic. Here's a good one. When I did that Give Up Zeka post, I put years from now, every hater and idiot industry ideologue will be gone and forgotten, but work like this will endure forever. That is how I win. Motherfucker, you and Monte Cristo have been spewing shit to Zeka, calling him a one-patch wonder, and just a few months ago, you were already creaming at the idea of having washed-up rookie and scout replace him. Don't come now with the I was right mentality. By the way, nothing I said in either of these tweets said I was right. What this guy's now doing, and he's raging his tits off, by the way, is deciding he thinks I know what I think secretly in my brain but didn't say, and he can just tap into my brain and argue with my brain about what I think. So, spoiler, this video, the whole point of the genius of the video is I was someone who was critical of Zeka the whole way, and he proved me wrong. That's the point of the video, you dumb fuck. It's built into the fact I tell him to give up over and over again, like I did, as you've identified, on my shows, but then he went on to actually win the World Championship. That's the whole... If you don't get that premise, you would never have understood the video in the first place. So what you're actually showing is you're incredibly dense. You don't understand the English language or basic constructions of thought. You can't follow a point someone's making because you're deeply unintelligent and incurious at that. So your logic goes, hey, you can't make a video that will last forever about how Zeka succeeded in history because you had predictions before he succeeded where you said he wouldn't. That's just a non sequitur, mate. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make any sense either. Similarly, Thorin and Monty trashing the Esports World Cup, rightfully. Well, my God, let's see how me doing something rightfully will turn out to be wrong. Thorin and Monty trashing the Esports World Cup rightfully, and all the orgs attending for hypocrisy. Pause. Right, let's come back to that, because the key framing he's introduced isn't that I'm trashing the Esports World Cup, all the orgs attending, just a face value. It's because of hypocrisy, so get ready. Only to take up a BetterHelp sponsorship after spending 2 years bashing EG for Danny's mismanagement. Right, so if you don't know, I haven't done this. So Monte Cristo and the advertising agencies we work with have brought to us a company called BetterHelp. Now, I know nothing about BetterHelp, and why would my expertise as an esports historian or Monty's as a professional commentator and content creator, how would that make us experts in vetting sponsors to know if there's anything about them we might not like? Now, what it turned out, by the way, I don't even think it's a big deal. Spoiler, I don't think any therapy is good. I actually think it's all bad for the soul. And, well, at least for men. I can't say beyond that. For people out like me, who the fuck knows? I actually think it's all bad. I think it's actually a societal net negative. And actually, you can see that in the way it affects people who get those things. But if someone wants to sponsor us and they seem like a legit company, by the way, this company sponsors like fucking the Overlap podcast that I watch all the football stuff. They sponsor all sorts of stuff. Now, it turns out, supposedly, they had some sort of minor scandal attached to them. Like, I think it was something like it turned out, wasn't it something weird like they were using people who were like selling you data on or something, or they were like cynical with who they hired? I can't even remember. The point is, you're going to find out this is the shittest gotcha you've ever got. So what happened is they sponsored us once, and because people pointed this out, often like a dickhead like this guy, we actually decided, all right, we'll have a look into what they're saying. Maybe this is a bit sus. Fuck it then, we'll drop the sponsorship. So we just dropped the sponsorship, and I think we only ever mentioned it one time ever. By the way, And it's not up to me how to run that. That would be like saying someone got food poisoning from a McDonald's, so I can't ever have McDonald's as a sponsor now. Everyone else I notice can have sponsors, but let's get ready. Let's get into this. So because we took a BetterHelp sponsorship after spending 2 years bashing EG for Danny Smith's management, you ready? This really, really stupid person thinks the point they're making is that when we bashed EG for mismanaging Danny to the extent that a doctor said, if it was up to me, I would actually bring you into the hospital and refeed you medically. That's how malnourished you are. That's like us saying to people, hey, check out BetterHelp. No, that's the point. That is literally his gotcha. He thinks this is like fucking Phoenix Law, Ace Attorney. Like, he just gotcha. He just wrecked me completely, right? Me pointing out that EG destroyed the mental and physical well-being of Danny is exactly the same as then getting sponsored by BetterHelp, because every it's not like I just said there was a minor scandal that BetterHelp might have done some dodgy things. No, every single person ever, they destroy you to the extent you have to be medically refed in the hospital. That's the logic here. And so the hypocrisy of us calling out people who go, I love gays and I'll do anything for them, and then go and work with people who literally kill and imprison gay people. That's the same as me getting sponsored on my podcast by BetterHelp after saying Danny shouldn't have been mistreated by Evil Genius's management. This person thinks these are crazy gotchas, by the way. He thinks he's fucking nailing. Look, this is cinema, how he's nailing me right now. It's cinema, boys. He's just too good. By the way, literally just a dickhead editor of LS. An utter fucking clown. Bro, you must not understand anything LS is saying. To you, it must just be like a fucking dog. You just hear names, don't you? Goodbye. Go for a walk. Throw a stick. That's it. You don't know anything else is saying, do you? You're just been, hey, chubby. Hey, chubby. He did the evil genius, Danny. The hypocrite with BetterHelp. By the way, if the best gotcha you've got for me is, your company got sponsored by BetterHelp once. Well, my God. Tell you what, let's get Anubis out here. We'll weigh up everyone's sins, right? I was sponsored once by BetterHelp. You're just a dickhead saying shit that's wrong. Oh, I went already over you. I didn't even need to go to anyone else. Who knew? I won already. You've already completely misrepresented your points the 2 times we've even checked what you said. This guy has so much shite if you go back on his thing, by the way. Team Liquid lost to Minions because they chased the support. If you remember that, that was how that ended. Not a single ounce of rational thought inside that brain of yours. By the way, this guy just lives permanently in my reply section, by the way. Just permanently in my reply section. Look at this fucking loser. Look at this shit. Get ready for this shit, by the way. By the way, how on point was this? July 2024. Thorin said, just wait until you find out what their relationship was like. Reckless and Hiller sang, hey, you don't like that one now, do you? That got a bit dark, didn't it? So I said, the worst thing to happen to esports fandom, get ready for this. This guy literally, I think, by the way, I'm just going to say this right now. I think this guy literally can't speak English. I think this may as well be Babblefish. Get ready for why. The worst thing to happen to esports fandom was anime/K-pop stan culture bleed, where deranged people construct entirely imaginary relationships between 2 people they like and even do insane shit like just decide they are gay lovers based on fuck all. Now remember, all you have to do to reply to what I've said is prove you've read what I said. So now I'm pretty sure the massive layoffs every year are worse, but maybe that's just me, right? So we'll just read the sentence again. The worst thing to happen to esports fandom. He goes, I'm pretty sure the massive layoffs every year are worse. Right, there's massive layoffs in esports fandom apparently, and that's worse than fans being fucking mental and doing mad shit like, hey, you're 2 guys who like each other. He's smaller, so I bet you fuck him up his arse. Do you see yet? Remember, it's almost like there's not a single ounce of rational thought inside that so-called brain of his. This is LS's editor, by the way. I mean, that is the most peon work of all time that a literal fucking random person from the subcontinent will do for like $50 a day. So I guess I sort of get it. Really. Just never stops tweeting about me, by the way. Just never. Here we go. If you tweet insulting or rude opinions at famous people who don't know you exist, you are mentally ill. Will not explain. So he then actually shows what I'm talking about. He does the same thing. He goes, isn't your whole thing insulting famous people? Now, notice I said at. tweeting rude, insulting or rude opinions at famous people who don't know you exist. Now, are the famous people I tweet... Like, first of all, I don't tweet opinions at famous people that haven't talked to me. So, one, you've already failed. Two, I don't tweet them at people who don't know I exist. Three, you're doing it right now and making my point for me. Isn't your whole thing insulting famous people? No, it isn't. It actually isn't, believe it or not. I know it's hard for you to understand, but it actually isn't. It's a good one. Now I dare to talk about football. Now, by the way, since he's an editor for Ellis, let's have him tell me what I should do in my life, because that's very important. Please stop talking about anything forever, says a guy who won't stop fucking tweeting at me. Spoiler, I don't think I've ever replied to this, but I wasn't aware this person existed. Why would that be? Why would that be? Just an absolute moron, by the way. Here's a good one. The RGs just can't help themselves, can they? Invents football, never wins anything. Right, guys, just so we're aware... England, who invented football, has never won anything in football. Now, what's the most famous competition every Messi fan, because he's obviously a mad Messi fan, by the way, he's so triggered about Ronaldo. If you're a massive Messi fan, what do you think is the best competition Messi ever won? The World Cup, innit? The one that England won in 1966 then, you fucking dunce. You're so stupid, it's impossible. There's no rational... Who is this fuck? A nobody. Just a nobody. You're British. The entire world hates you. Yeah, all right, mate. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Just a moron, by the way. Oh, he's now trying to comment on two different games at the same time, by the way. Here's a good one. There's just something special about the UCL and Real Madrid and Liverpool. Oh, Liverpool? Yeah, Liverpool's won loads of Champions Leagues, you fucking moron. You actual dunce. Let's check this one out. Which historical figure is this? Hype around him because of his fans, his actual accomplishments. I pick Uzi. Do you know why? Because Uzi has won 3 tournaments you give a fuck about. He won LPL, Spring and Summer 2018, and he won MSI 2018. So he's won 3 tournaments, but you hype around him, you would think he was like a multiple-time world champion. So this moron goes, don't you glaze Rookie every chance you get. Rookie literally has won worlds. Are you aware of that? Are you actually aware of that? You are aware he's won worlds, right? Which by your logic is the most important tournament, yeah? But no. Because I pointed out this is Uzi, you don't even have a comeback about it not being Uzi. You just go, hey, yeah, but you like Rookie. Right. Guys, I'm just going to put this on the table. This isn't even about Thorin. It's about the fans of a player. Have Rookie's fans actually created this environment based on his actual accomplishments in that? Also, by the way, Rookie was a many, many times MVP of the LPL. How many times was Uzi? Oh, you don't know. Because you don't know Rookie or Uzi. You're just a fucking moron who edits videos for LS. Great. Okay, cool. Get ready for a good one. This is going to be mega. It's telling of the state of both society and rap that the consensus is that the guy in the beef putting out the much better music with real rapping and technical ability is considered the loser based on street credibility, skin colour and gossip. Thank you, European white guy, for your insightful commentary on rap and hip-hop culture. Okay, right, so because I'm European and white, it's implied by his comment, can't have insightful commentary on rap and hip-hop culture. By the way, who the fuck is he? By his logic, he better literally have come from Watts, California. He better actually have grown up in Compton, otherwise what's his credibility? Oh, let me guess. This guy, LOL Tenky, because he edited some videos for LS's YouTube, now is an expert and the authority on League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Esports, fucking, what else? The history of football, hip-hop music now. What else? Was there more I've missed here? What was the other one that it was all about? Who gives a fuck at this point in time? That's the answer, isn't it? Who gives a fuck? What's writer's block? Where you guys hang out and make excuses instead of working? Are you stupid? Not even a question mark. Oh, okay, brilliant. Good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. The irony of this statement, by the way. Someone who has tweeted at me 1 million times, raging their tits off, begging me not to talk, goes, please just shut the fuck up, man. Just enjoy the fucking game. Are there any mirrors in your house? Oh, I get there aren't. They're all smashed to like 7 years bad luck, aren't they? Because of your fucking face. But a guy who exists in a quantum hyperstate of being all races and experts at the same time while just being a dickhead who goes, hey, LS, I finished that video. Can I have money now? So here we go. He was 41, beefing with a 21-year-old. I mean, the sheer irony of working for LS and saying that is just absolute insanity, isn't it? Just absolute insanity. Just wrong all the time, by the way. That's it. It's just wrong. It's fucking wrong, innit? Just wrong. Just all wrong. That's it. It's just wrong, innit? It's all wrong, guys. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. Oh, don't worry. He did actually compliment me just to bitch about getting blocked by Monty. It's what a fucking loser this guy's. For all the shit Thorin gets, at least he doesn't hide his hand when throwing a stone. He posts boomer cringe and he owns it like a champ. The nanosecond I didn't agree with Monty, he insta-blocked me, LMAO. Oh, mate, just shut the fuck up and enjoy the game. Oh, mate, don't worry about it. Just shut the fuck up, enjoy the game. Mate, just shut the fuck up and enjoy the game. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Here's a good one. I said Faker is the GOAT, but Rookie is the BOAT, the best of all time. Seethe like a child rather than discuss league below. So Kazi memes, I even know Kazi, you don't, goes, how many times did Rookie win Worlds? So because by the way, he obviously did win Worlds, didn't he? So I put infinity more than you because Kazi's never won. So get ready for a dunce to do to me, are you ready? What he complains I do to someone else. So he goes, there's no way you're trying to. He won more than you, the multiple LEC champion, when you're on your 40s and you never won anything in your life. Right, I have won things in my life. You know what? I won Journalist of the Year award. So logically, since you've never won Journalist of the Year award, you can't talk to me. By the way, I'm not even allowed to factually be right. When I factually am right, and by the way, he was memeing saying how many times did he win Worlds. When I actually meme about that, Kazi can say, hey, Rookie isn't as great as Faker because Faker's won Worlds at this point. This will be 2024 4 times, whereas Rookie's won it once. That's his point, basically. Like, how can Rookie be the best if he's only won Worlds once? So I'm saying, well, he's won it way more than you, hasn't he? If we're allowed to compare people's accomplishments, then this dickhead, hey, there's no way you can just do that because I don't like you or something. So stop. Hey, you have to let Kazi win. Stop doing that. You're not allowed to. And then he has the audacity to stupidly say, you never won anything in your life. How do you know what I've done in my life? I know you obsessively live right at the edge of my arsehole. So the second I squat to take a shit, your mouth's just in there fucking ankle biting me the whole time, licking my arse out. But I get it, mate. It's all good. Just permanently triggered, by the way, about every opinion I have in every game. Look at these fucking months, boys. Let's just go into the months, shall we? So look, we're in July of 2024. Still going in July. I never replied to any of these people, by the way. Still in July. Then we're in June. We're into June. Okay, we're in June. Still in June, boys. Still in June. Finally into May of 2024. Keep going. Still in May. Any minute now. April. We're into April, last guys. At least we're in April. At least we're still going. How fucking obsessed is this loser? This is all he does. Look, tweet at me while on the second monitor editing shit that LS says. April, still in April. Keep going. Okay. Still in April. Now we're in March, finally. At least we're in March of 2024. Oh, February. Oh, that's pretty quick. We're in February now. Okay. We're in February. Okay, we're in February. Yep. February. Let's have a look how shit this is, shall we? For someone who looks like a horse, Nuke sure likes calling other people animals. For someone named after a king, you sure like to be submissive towards a lot of people. Yeah, the problem with me, guys, is I'm just too submissive to people. That's the thing. As famous, I'm incredibly submissive towards other people. These are just non sequiturs. It's like, I'm just going to go back to it again. I just don't think this person speaks English. I think this is literally just like someone hammering away, goes into Google Translate and just any old shite comes out. But remember, an expert authority about hip-hop culture in America. Oh, brilliant. They're Spanish. After all that, they're Spanish. After being an expert, I can't have an opinion as a European guy about rap music. They know everything about football. Give me a fucking... It was just a Spanish dickhead the whole time. It was just some utter loser from Spain. By the way, we're still in February. January now. We're in January. Still in January. Oh, it's daily at this point in time. January. Let's see. Let's have a look at this one, shall we? Congrats to Ziwu for his second year of being the best player in Counter-Strike. Still only halfway to Simple's 4 years, because basically, I don't view Ziwu as having been the best player of 2020. I only have him as 2019, 2023. So for me, that was the second year he was number one. So as a result, for me, he's halfway towards Simples. This doesn't even make any sense. How is that a gotcha? Because I didn't mention HL TV. So you just don't know what you're talking about, do you? Weird that. It's almost like you don't know on any topic. I don't even at this point in time think you could even answer things about LS. I think I know him way better than you. You're just some dickhead who fucking is at the end of his human centipede, mate. Bunch of Spanish stuff, therefore we don't give a fuck what he says. By the way, just permanently triggered about me liking Ronaldo more than Messi. We're into December of 2023 now. You know what? Let's just see how far this goes. Let's see. Oh, good news. I don't know any game. I don't know CS, StarCraft, League of Legends, or any sport. I should shut up, because I'm the one who's talking all the time in this relationship, by the way. And I just don't know anything about any topic, because he's Spanish and edits videos for LS, so that means he just knows everything in it. So, November. Ruler could be sitting on 4 Worlds titles right now. 2016, 2017, 2022, and 2023. Reckless could be sitting on 4. What the fuck is this? Doesn't make sense at all, does it? By the way, have you noticed yet? Have you figured it out? He's really, really stupid and can't understand what people are saying in English, and then misinterprets that as everyone who's speaking English is just wrong and what they say doesn't make sense. He never, ever twigs that he's the cretin in this scenario. So let's just look why Ruler could be sitting on 4 world championships. Well, in 2016, he went 5 games in the final, so he actually could have won that Worlds, couldn't he? In 2017, he did win the Worlds finals. In 2022, Gen G was actually one of the favourites because they won the summer split to win that Worlds. They didn't, and he got to the semis. And then in 2023, JDG lost 1 best of 5 all year. It was the semis of Worlds. Do you see how actually those are... In 4 instances, one of them he did win, in which he was actually quite close to winning Worlds. In fact, if you don't know, he either won Worlds or lost to the champion, because in 2016 he lost to T1, they won Worlds. 2017 he won Worlds. 2022 he lost to DRX, they won Worlds. 2023 he lost to T1, they won Worlds. It's actually a really great point. A moron, yeah, but I mean, Reckless could be sat on 4. What does this have to do with Reckless? By the way, Reckless has been at 1 final ever. So in 2018, he got absolutely giga clapped out the server by IG and even fucked the draft up. Like, this person is just really low IQ, guys. Like, if you ever see this person, understand they are incredibly low IQ. They're just a fucking imbecile. Let's keep going back. November. We're back in November. Let's see. November. October 2023. October. Let's keep going back. September. We're back in September now. August 2023 at last. Back into July. Okay, keep going. July. Still going a fucking long time in it. July. Oh, he's also an expert about the Bundesliga, just an expert about everything except anything, including sentences he just read. He doesn't even know what he thinks, for fuck's sake. Imagine just, by the way, tweeting at someone that they're old and wrong and an idiot like 100 times in a year or something. Like, what a fucking loser. Holy shit. Oh, no wonder your accomplishment, the greatest accomplishment you will ever have in your life, is remember that guy who used to say stuff like Renekton and Gnar as shit as champions? Yeah, I actually just edited a few of his videos together. That's when you die and you exit the mortal realm, that's what you'll be discussing with the other fucking entities that exist in this world. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, at one point I was even working on the Clips channel. When Clips said grinding, that's not what they meant, dickhead. Oh, by the way, he's such a loser. He's one of those people who actually thinks this is fun. He's now trying to recommend me animes to watch. By the way, it's someone who just tells me every fucking day I'm wrong and moron, no, nothing about any topic, and then he literally is just telling me hey, check out this anime. Who gives a fuck? You're a random shithead ankle biter. No one cares what you think, bro. That's why you tweet every fucking month for years. June, we're into May. Let's keep going. We're into May. By the way, the idea I'm the one crying in a pussy. You've cried 1 million times just on this 10-minute segment of a video alone, bro. This is fucking crazy. May. Fuck, how many in May, for God's April? We're into April at least. Okay, getting April. Then we'll go back to March. Okay, right. Brilliant. Okay, good. Cool. So that was just 2 years of a deeply mentally ill person. It's good stuff, innit? It's good stuff. Here's a good one. Why are you a TSM fan? Low intelligence or weak character? Turns out actually low intelligence won the bet. This guy goes, why do you talk about TSM more than any other esports org? By the way, I don't. You just don't follow other esports games. Because you know it's an easy way to get views and get reactions out of people. Not saying what you're doing is wrong. You're doing. Not what you are doing, what you're doing. But come on, be less obvious. Right, so I'm allowed to do what I'm doing, but I have to be less obvious about it because geniuses like him have got me nailed. But this moron comes in, he goes, he's just mad that he got fired from a job in the past for calling someone a... Now, I never, ever have called someone that term and been fired from a job for it. And says that a TSM fan reported him. He's a man-child through and through. If I'm a man-child, why did you just lie about what I said about TSM? What I actually said was I called Wild Turtle, like I said, Wild Turtle is like the champion Lucian. Something like, what do Wild Turtle and Lucian have in common? They are both retarded champions, because Wild Turtle didn't seem like a very intelligent person, did he? So I essentially called him retarded. And in absolutely no context, this is just a barefaced lie, did I ever say that there? The idea I said that, and then a TSM fan put, it's just imaginary, you just made it up in your brain, didn't you? It's never happened. It's never happened at all, did it? So, cool. Never happened, of course. Complete lie. So here's a good one. You always know it's good when they beg me to block them. By the way, I'm not responding or reading these people's comments, but they're so sure my life revolves around how their social media account views my social media. So, okay, let's keep going. Can you just block me again? Please just block me, because you said some almost bad. Block me, please. Why don't you just block me, you fucking dunce? You stupid fucking imbecile. Oh, that's right, because you are such an NPC, you can't even conceive of the idea of having agency over your own Twitter account. Here's a good one. But you gave Thorin a real number. He is British. Oh, okay, great. That's good. Get ready. Here's a good one. Carlos's G2 in a 4-year span in League of Legends managed the following. They were second at MSI, they were top 4 at Worlds, they won MSI, they were second at Worlds, and then they finished top 4 at Worlds. So in a 3-year span, they were in 3 finals, they won one of them, and they were top 4, how many times here? 5 times. I then say, no Western org will ever come close to that kind of run, even if LOL lasts 10 more years. Enjoy all the virtue signaling. So this guy is going to now be factually completely wrong while explaining I'm the one who's exaggerated my point. Fnatic Season 5 to Season 8. Yes, the win is missing, but no Western org will ever come close is just wrong. Now, you got it completely wrong there, haven't you? You ready? So what we'll just do now is this. Let's just do this. We'll just construct what Fnatic did during that time span, shall we? So remember, he picked Season 5 to Season 8. So we'll just compare. And remember, Fnatic's going to come really close, by his logic, to what G2 did. So let's just go and look here, Fnatic. Easy to look up. Anyone can do this. Notice he didn't do it and show a screenshot, because the screenshot would have proven him factually wrong. So we're only going to do Season 5, so that's 2015. Easy thing about league years is the number at the end is the season. So 2015, we're starting here, and we're only going to go up to 2018. So beautiful. We're going to start down here, boys. We're going to go from here to here. Perfect. So you remember, the LCS, every single one of those, except, let me think, there would have been... In this 4-year span, you had 2 titles in 2017 in a ULCS. Except here's the thing, I wasn't talking about a ULCS, I'm just talking about internationals. Let's keep it at national, but this is MSI and Worlds only. So we have a final, so at MSI alone, we have second place and first. Right, Fnatic, Season 5, they made the semis of MSI. They didn't make MSI in 2016. They didn't make MSI in 2017. In 2018, they made the semis, and that's it. So MSI already, they're nowhere close to first and second. They're top 4 twice. So already mega far off MSI. Now let's do Worlds. Let's see, we had a top 4 at Worlds in Season 8. We had a second at Worlds in Season 9. And then we had a top 4 at Season 10 Worlds. Right, so Season 5, they had a semis. Okay, that's a top 4. Season 6, nothing. They didn't get to Worlds. Season 7, top 8. So already that's not as good. Remember, we had 2 top 4s and a finals win. Yeah, that's right. Then you had a top 8 and then you had finals. So you had 1 finals, similar, and then you had 1 semi. And that's just like getting 2 semis and making the final. And then let's add it all together. So as I said before, G2 was in, let's count it, 3 finals. Now let's go to Fnatic. 1 final. Oh, and also, in one of those finals, they won one of the tournaments. So his point is, yes, the win is missing. The win alone makes you not even close, by the way. But then even adding in the win and taking it out for a second, you're not even making as many finals. And then you're not making as many semi. In fact, you're not making anything even close. What he means here is, Yeah, you're right. G2 was way better in every context, but Fnatic is good as well. But no Western Org will ever come close. Yeah, they haven't won anything. They didn't make as many files. They didn't make as many... They didn't do any of the things I said. You're just a fucking boring moron. And what do you know? Every opinion of man's wrong, is it? As usual. Great. This is a real tweet. Start reading your own tweet. No, I don't think I will. I don't think I'd need to. Why would I need to? Just a bunch of nonsense, isn't it? Just made a comment on some guy called Pabu. It's okay, Grandpa. Go back to bed. Go back to bed, Grandpa. Amazing. Amazing. But luckily, he even decided just to factually show he just didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He's just a fucking moron, isn't he? You know, I'm always rep my set. And the people who've got my back are the following people who support my videos. Matt Pugnatio Rajcula, Jasun, Jensen Goh, Tosh, Thooorin, and you know, the all-time ride or die, Jerky's minion, isn't it? Special thanks to him. Do you want to suggest a topic or a guest for my content? Want to find out who the upcoming interview subjects are? Do you want to take part in one of those long discussions with me where you set the topics? Maybe you want to ask me a question for my video AMA? Well, all of those perks and more are available where? At the Patreon link in the description box below. So put your money where your mouth is and join the Scroominati today. You dig?